Hey guys, what's up? It's Audra and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year, almost everybody, and welcome to the last video of the year on my channel. So as you guys know, it is the last week of the month, which means you guys get the very last Chat with Audra episode of 2024. So we are on Chat with Audra episode 12, and we are going to be doing a 2024 recap. So let's just get into it. Per usual, I have a list on my phone of all the things that happened each month of the year because I just know that I would not be able to remember all once I start this video. So I am going to read a little list, have some notes on here that tells me what's going on, and kind of give you guys the rundown on what happened in my life this year. So let's begin. Starting off the year was actually honestly pretty chill, and normally it's like absolute chaos. I feel like the last couple of years we were traveling or we'd been on tour, but this year we like really took the month of January and just kind of reset and figured out how we wanted to do things for the rest of the year, which I feel like is kind of gonna be similar to what's happening like this year, what's gonna happen in a couple days in January and February. Honestly, were two pretty chill months. We were kind of like just setting ourselves up for the rest of the year. I think the only thing that was weird for me was in January and February, Zach and I were long distance. So he had a job that he had to be in Pittsburgh for at the beginning of it. And so he was in Pittsburgh for all of January and I think about half of February. He came back the weekend before Valentine's Day and then ended up coming back and staying after that. But yeah, it was really weird kind of not being like in the same place at the same time because he had gone to school here and, you know, was like planning on being back here but had to go to Pittsburgh at the beginning of the year. And I kind of honestly like forgot about it until we just went through like all the pictures and stuff. And I was like, oh man, you didn't even live here in January and February. So it was chill. I didn't really do much. I was kind of settling into my new apartment at that point because I just moved in November of the previous year. So I'd only been in my apartment for like 2 months. So this was like my settle in time and the planning of the rest of our year for January and February. Of course, Zach and I celebrated Valentine's Day in February, but those 2 months were pretty chill, which was very nice and a very weird change to the beginning of my years in the past. In March, Zach had fully moved back to Erie, and he was living in his house with his college roommates because they had it until like the school year was over. So he was living there, and then in March we were preparing for our tour. We had our first 11 tour in the middle of April, but I was gone the beginning of April. So we were prepping for tour, doing our set list, practicing, you know, all of the good things, planning the routing, doing the hotels, all that stuff. So we were prepping for tour, and then we celebrated St. Patrick's Day with my family and all my friends, which was very fun. Erie kind of goes crazy for St. Patrick's Day. As you guys know, and I've talked about before, Erie is like a very bar-centric city. So St. Patrick's Day is really fun, and it's definitely like a holiday that once you turn 21 here is like very celebrated. So that was very fun. I got to celebrate with my parents, which was nice because once I moved into my apartment, like I didn't see them as much anymore. So it was kind of weird to have to like schedule time with my parents now that I had moved out instead of just seeing them every day. So that was fun. We got to celebrate with them and then get ready for tour. Big tour prep, very stressful because I was going to be gone the week leading up to tour. So we had to get everything done much earlier than normal, but we ended up making it work. And then as I already kind of hinted to, me and Zach went to Hilton Head for a week at the beginning of April because his brother got married. So it was a destination wedding, and me and Zach and his whole family stayed in a huge Airbnb, and there was so many of us. So we stayed in Airbnb literally right on the beach. You could walk out the door onto the beach, and it was really, truly, honestly, one of like the best vacations that I've ever been on. We had so much fun. So we went to Hilton Head for a week, got to spend time with his family. Over Easter, we drove there and got to see his brother and now sister-in-law get married. And it was a really fun, just like family vacation. The only unfortunate part of Hilton Head was literally like the day we were gonna leave. It was leave one day home, leave for tour the next day. So I was going through it at the end of Hilton Head because I was trying to like not like drink or yell or like, be talking too much because I was saving up my voice for the beginning of tour, and then driving home and not getting much sleep really took a toll on my voice and my mental health. But I ended up making it work, and the tour started a day after we got home. But our tour actually went really well. We had so much fun. We were on tour for basically the rest of April. So all of April, I was pretty much gone from Erie. But the tour went really well. We made a bunch of stops in places where we had friends. We stopped in Pittsburgh. We had a show in Erie. We had a show in Buffalo. And it was really, really a good time. This was definitely like our easiest tour, and I think the tour that did the best. So that was super fun. I feel like our set list, I curated it so that I was like healthy singing every night, and it was very easy, but it still did exactly what it needed to do. So we were really, really happy with how the tour went in April, and hopefully we can just do a repeat of that, but better this coming April or whatever, March, I think maybe this year. I don't remember the dates. I think it's April. Yeah, April again. This April as well. You can get your tickets on first11.com. In May, I ended up taking a little vacation after the tour. I went to Disney with Ryan and Becky, and there were multiple vlogs about that on my channel. So I don't know that I need to tell you guys all that went on there. But we went to Disney for an entire week. We did like the full Disney experience. So that was super fun. Zach couldn't come to that one, but it was me, Ryan, and Becky, and we had an absolute blast, actually, like so much fun. And I just need to go back again. It's time. So that was a really fun trip. And then also in May, I think right before we went to Disney, or maybe right after, me and Zach moved in together into the apartment. So that was like kind of the beginning of us living together in May. And we did a lot of rearranging in that little 1-bedroom apartment. We got a garage and stored like half of our stuff out there. And we ended up making it work though, which was crazy because there was literally 1 bedroom, 1 closet, 1 bathroom. That's it. But honestly, it was really fun. We had a really good time. All of our friends would come over to the apartment. In the summer, we had the pool, and it was just a blast. We thought it was going to be hard, but it wasn't actually as bad as we thought. In June, we did our very first First to 11 fan retreat, which was literally the most fun probably of my entire life, and also the most stressful of my entire life. If you guys were here during the fan retreat, you know that I was literally at like my max stress level, but also like having so much fun with everybody. I did a lot of the planning for the fan retreat, so it was really hard to make sure that everything was going smoothly while also we were like playing a show and driving around and organizing things. So I think that it went really well, and we definitely will do another one this year. So I'm super excited for that. And now I kind of like have it under my belt once, and I know what I'm getting into. So I think it'll be a little bit easier. Also in June, we adopted Petunia. Right after the fan retreat, we adopted Petunia, which thank God we did it after, because I think that would have sent me through the roof. So that was very, very fun, very unexpected, but very exciting moment for us. So Petunia came home with us, and she lived in the apartment with us. So now we had the 2 of us and a dog in a 1-bedroom apartment right after Zach moved in. So it was pretty crazy, but we love her so much. I'm so happy that we got her. And then in June, also this year, we had another wedding. So we're at wedding number 2. We'll keep count 2 weddings so far this year. My cousin got married close to Erie, so we got to stay here, but it was a really fun wedding. In July, we had a most horrendous but so fun 3-day show weekend over 4th of July. So we had a show on July 3rd that was 4 hours. We had off on the 4th. We had a 4-hour show on the 5th and a 4-hour show on the 6th. And somehow I made it through, and I sang 4 hours every single show, like without changing anything, without fail. So that was so fun, and I never want to do it again. I could not do anything on 4th of July. Like I literally just like slept in all day, went to my parents. My parents had a big seafood boil. Some of Zach's family, his parents and his sister and her husband came into town, And it was really fun, but I literally could not participate in any activities. I was just a miserable human on 4th of July. I felt good knowing that I could do 3-4 hour shows in a row, but I never ever wanted to do it ever again. July was also my birthday, and we had a show actually the day after my birthday at a bar in Erie called Rum Runners that's right on the water. So all my friends and family came and we kind of celebrated that day. It was very fun. And then we had the Cornhole for a Cure fundraiser. For Zach's family, they do a big cornhole event. They raise money for breast cancer, and this is our 2nd year going. So we went there, played cornhole, did the Chinese auction, won some prizes, and it's always a good time. Very, very fun event. Also, probably the most important thing in July, Zach and I celebrated our 1-year anniversary. So cute. So yeah, we've been dating for a year this July, which is very exciting. So now we're moving on to August, and we went to, Zach's family has a cottage in a place called Titty Ute, and so we went there, we spent the weekend there, and that was very fun. I had never been there, so it was very cool. We had all of Zach's siblings went though, so it was like 10 of us crammed into this cottage, and it was literally a blast. So much fun. And then that was also the month of my finger disaster. Is that even the right finger? No, it was this one. Finger disaster. When I ripped my fingernail off, if you guys know, you know. That was a painful month for me. And then we had another wedding in August, actually. We had, I believe this was Brenna's wedding. Brenna Bone, if you guys know Brenna Bone. We love her. We love Brenna. It was her wedding. We played at it and we got to go. September was Zach's birthday, so we celebrated his birthday and we went golfing so much. I told you guys a little bit about how I was like slowly getting into golf at the end of the summer because Zach loves to golf. So I was like going with him. It was pretty fun actually. So we'll continue the trend this year. And we saw Sabrina Carpenter at the end of September, me and Haley. One of my bucket list concerts. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. It was so much fun. Lots of concerts at the end of the year. In October, literally like a week later, me and Zach saw Post Malone. That was his birthday present from me. So we went to Blossom Music Center in Cleveland, Cuyahoga Falls, and we saw Post Malone, another great concert. And then we had another wedding in October. Zach's cousin got married in Virginia, so we spent a long weekend in Virginia for the wedding. We did a lot of football tailgates for my brother, and then at the end of September, we had another wedding. Zach's friend got married, so I think we're up to 5 weddings now in the last, 3 months, so we had 5 weddings this year. And last but not least, in October, we also got our house in October. So the second to last week of October, we closed on our house, and then the last day of October, we ended our lease at our apartment. So we were moving everything over at the end of October. Crazy because we had 2 weddings, so we had no free weekends. Literally during the week, we were driving stuff from our apartment to our house. But we got everything out, moved in October, and that was a chaos month for us. There was so much going on that month. In November, we did a lot of house shopping. We put a fence up in our yard. We did some fence shopping, some house shopping. We went to Pittsburgh for Thanksgiving, and then we got the Snowmageddon 2024. Of course, the first time that we've gotten that much snow in literally years. Zach and I were in a house by ourselves having to do all this snow removal. We weren't even here, so we came home to 8 feet of snow in our driveway. It was absolutely horrendous time. I was like, wow, of course, the first time we don't have somebody helping us snow plow and clear out our stuff. We're just in a house by ourselves and we're not here. But it was really fun to celebrate Thanksgiving in Pittsburgh. Last year, Zach and I just split up our holidays because we hadn't been dating for that long and it was too hard for us to kind of do everything together. So this is the first year that we did our holidays together, which was very fun. Last but not least, we have December. We did a lot of back and forth from Erie to Pittsburgh. We did Christmas with Zach's siblings because we all weren't going to be there. Then we did a Christmas with my family the week before. We did Christmas Eve in Pittsburgh. We did Christmas Day here. So we were doing a lot of driving and a lot of moving around with the dog. It was pretty crazy. We threw a Christmas party at our house, our first little party that we had, and that was very fun, very stressful, but it ended up turning out really great. And we just kind of celebrated the holidays, and hung out with our friends and family, which was a great way to end the year. So that was my 2024 recap, and what a year it has been. So yeah, lots of big girl moves in 2024. So we'll see what 2025 entails. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching the very last Chat with Audra, episode 12, very last video of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you also had an amazing 2024, and I hope you have an even better 2025. Let me know what are your New Year's resolutions in the comments. I don't have one yet, and I've got a couple of days to figure it out. So if you're with me on that, let me know. But if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss an upload every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye! See you next week! Happy New Year!